Hi, welcome to Grossmore National Park. My name's Tom Knight. I'm a biologist here with Parks Canada. Yeah, a beautiful calm morning here in Grossmore National Park, heading into the park to do the caribou habitat work. So you can see the beautiful landscape part of Grossmore National Park in the lowlands. But you can also see in that landscape there's some power lines and roads and the community. And so if you're a caribou, these are all things that are a part of your landscape. This project looks at the cumulative impacts of all this sort of development, including climate change and other things that happen on the landscape, like forestry and agriculture. How do those impact caribou movement through the landscape? So the Newfoundland caribou is actually considered its own kind of unique population genetically and in their behavior and whatnot. They're listed as special concern under the Species at Risk Act, which means that they're not near extinction or anything, but that we should be keeping a close eye on them and planning for things like future habitat. You can actually see there's quite a few tracks, some caribou and moose. Well, Grossmore National Park and all national parks in general really provide a core habitat. In the summertime, they move into the hills where they have their calves. But these lowlands are really important in the wintertime, especially when they come and they can crater down through the snow and find nutrition, the vegetation they need to survive the winter. So a big part of our project is trying to protect caribou by predicting where they will potentially cross roads and show up on highways. And we can do things like install these signs behind me. The more motorists are aware of these issues, the safer that they can be and the safer it is for caribou. And we're just getting set up here with all the gear. We're going to take a look here and see what Doug and Rory are up to.
Hello. So what we're trying to do is get a good understanding of what types of habitat the caribou are using. So part of that work is moving on the ground and collecting information on land cover types.
We're just getting the drone prepped now for our flight. This camera captures imagery the same as you'd get from a high altitude satellite. This will allow us to characterize the habitat that the caribou are using. The camera, which Rory has, captures two types of imagery. One is regular picture, but it also captures thermal imagery, which we hope to use to detect animal locations.
So if you passed over a caribou, then it would actually show up as a thermal image?
Yeah, that's what we're testing.
All right, so we got Rory ready to take off the drone here, and she's lifting off.
So you can see the drone flying in a grid pattern over the study area.
Okay, so what are we looking at now, Rory? That's interesting.
So here we're looking down from the drone and we're seeing the caribou habitat. There's a nice mosaic of lichen and different types of mosses. Lichen is one of their main dietary resources.
So is that noise we're hearing, is that taking pictures, or?
That's the shutter, yes.
Okay.
And you can even see here on the side there's the caribou paths. It's rewarding seeing those trails. It means we're in the right spot.
Yeah, for sure. And really a lot of the theme of this project, the idea of connectivity and caribou being able to move through a landscape safely from one place to another. So just coming out into the bog here while the drone is doing its thing. And what we want to do is look at a few of the plants, just do a close-up look. The lichens, the white lichens you see there, they're favorites of caribou during the winter. And you can see it's a mix of sedges, mosses, lots of beautiful colors. Sphagnum moss often turns this bright red.
It's beeping us and telling us that the drone is finished the flight and it's on its way back to the landing point.
So we had a couple of successful flights today.
This is something that's going to actually help map the caribou habitat across the entire province, across the whole island of Newfoundland.
Yeah, sure. So what we'll do with that information is take it back to the lab, and that'll help paint the picture of what type of habitat caribou are using in this area.